By the way, Rick Perry, again, who I'm not falling in love with or anything, Rick Perry's been on the show and called me a big, fat, ugly hog before. I guess it was kind of true, and I've said he should get in big trouble for Gardasil lying and saying it was the law to take it, all because he got convinced by Merck it was good for people. When we brought him the documents, it was killing people in the trials. They say that's what really hurts his presidential chances. But Rick Perry has tried to not let the BLM take land, and he has actually put the state police on the border. And so for those sins, the Democrats have indicted him for doing his job. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, is veto funding for a state agency that is implemented by the county when it's run by a psycho drunk woman who indicts the wrong people. I have a friend whose brother was indicted by her, and when they brought Rosemary Lindbergh the documents and said, number one, these are two brothers that look a lot alike. Number two, the people claiming that Sid Steiner jumped out with a gun, he was not even in the city when that happened. And Shane Steiner didn't even do that. We have witnesses. The people just thought they could get some money from rich people, some of the richest people around here. And she said, basically, she didn't care. And the indictment stood, and then they had to go to the grand jury and get them to make a big noise before it got dropped. She knew that it was Shane Steiner, who's been a guest on the show. We go shooting with him, who I went to high school with. She knew that Tommy Shane Steiner was the one that had the altercation in front of his house. And she was going to go ahead with trying to put Sid Steiner, world champion steer wrestler, people might know the name, in prison for a decade, knowing he was innocent. This is a woman who makes goblin faces and screams and points her finger like she's going to shoot cops when she's in jail, kicking her feet and literally flopping around. And Rick Perry says, you got to step down, and they have indicted him. And I think we should get Shane and Sid in here and actually have them tell that testimony. I know they're friends with Rick Perry, too. And so people understand. They arrested her right by Shane's house, by the way, over there at Steiner Ranch, driving on the wrong side of the road. 3 times over the legal limit. Can we get to the newscast part where she's in the jail cell, flopping around, kicking, making demon faces? Yeah, spitting on everybody. Meanwhile, I mean, I just know the state law. Rick Perry did what he should be impeached if he didn't do this. This is actually what a governor is supposed to do. Well, now he has had to basically turn his firearms in. He has to either say that they're his wife and in a locked safe, or he can be SWAT teamed. And he better get the guns out of his house, so they'll do it. You know, they run this town. Felony indictment prevents Governor Perry from carrying or buying guns. Democrat-driven charges against Republican governor are proving to be a form of gun control. Western Journalism Center. Because I was over at their house like a week and a half ago. We went boating on the weekend with the kids, and Sid was there, Shane was there, everybody was there over at Bobby's house, and I should have said, hey, let's do this. Just to show, I mean, it's a whole nother wrinkle to this lady. Indicting the wrong person and then saying, I don't care. That's the arrogance of power. And you can get a local boss hog that's just as bad as Hitler. You let it go long enough. By the way, I mean, I know full well criticizing this woman, she might indict me for something. I know she's been reportedly running persecution programs against the sheriff's department. So you want to blame the cops for the way this country is? How about we blame people like her and ourselves for letting laws and regulations be put in place that are this out of control? That's all I'm saying.
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.